Welcome
Okay.
to Ethiopia News ETN 2.0. We have with us today the Tourism Minister from Seychelles, Mr. Alain St. And sir, we've had a long history. You've had a long history with Ethiopia News, and it's hard to pin you down these days. What's the latest with you?
Well, I need to keep moving forward. If I don't go forward, I'll be sliding back. So I don't want to slide back. And I think I need to keep the Seychelles tourism moving constantly in the right direction so that it's consolidated for the long term.
Tell me about the latest developments in Seychelles tourism.
Well, Seychelles we've repitched it. A few years ago we relaunched it with the Seychelles brand of tourism, and we did this with the simple reason to claim back the industry. And to claim back doesn't mean that we don't have foreign people coming in. It only means that we want more of our people to be more involved. When our people are involved, the tourism industry is consolidated for the long term, because our people will defend it, they'll protect it, and they get a fair share of what we make from the tourism industry.
Okay, there's a bit of disparity with what's going on in Maldives and Seychelles, being that you're neighboring countries. What sets you apart? Why is there such conflict within that country, and whereas the tourism attractions are such in top notch?
Well, Seychelles and Maldives have a lot in common, and yet we have a lot that differ, that is diverse. They have coral islands, we have coral islands, but we also have granitic islands that they don't have. So there's diversity in how we position ourselves. But the political side of Maldives and Seychelles also differ. They've had political turmoil through religious influences. We've had a very steady and peaceful political transition. I think Maldives has a lot to offer to the Indian Ocean, which is why we brought them into the Vanilla Islands recently. And we believe that together with Maldives, we can progress tourism of the Indian Ocean. But all the islands of the Indian Ocean differ, which is why the strength of the Indian Ocean. This is why we've got Réunion with its volcano, Mauritius with a lot of large hotels, Madagascar with a safari and the big island, and Seychelles with total diversity. But we always believe that we are the crown jewels of the Indian Ocean.
Everybody believes they're the jewel of some, but that's a given. I mean, that's prideful.
People can believe, but being the crown jewels is one thing, and this is what we are.
Right. Now tell me about the new organization, or the reorganized organization called Vanilla Islands Tourism Organization.
Okay, the Vanilla Islands is that grouping of all the islands of the Indian Ocean. We started off with 6. We were just a grouping before, now we are a perfect organization with our own budget, our own CEO. And recently at the last meeting in La Réunion, we brought in the Maldives, we became 7. Now we will consolidate these 7, make the organization work fully. It's just that it's under my chairmanship for now. I'm the president of the Indian Ocean Vanilla Islands. After we finish this term, and after the organization is seen on the world market as really being a grouping of islands, then we will keep on expanding. It is the only grouping of islands that offers the diversity that the Indian Ocean Vanilla Islands can offer. We have from Africa to Asia, India to the middle of the Indian Ocean groups. So the diversity is endless, and that opens the doors for cruise ships. It opens the doors for real vacation on the tropics with a real difference.
No, this is the public sector from these 7 islands that you're talking about.
Both public and private sector.
Oh, okay.
The public sector leads the way, and the private sector consolidates it at the end. The public sector is there to facilitate.
Okay.
We're not there to do the business. We need to open the doors for the private sector to do the business.
What are your aims and objectives as an organization? Give me a 10-year plan.
Well, we are hoping that in every major trade fair, you'll see us all that'll be called the Vanilla Islands of the Indian Ocean. So when you enter there, already the fragrance of vanilla will be very much apparent. And then you'll have the music of the Indian Ocean. And you'll see all these 7 islands positioned together. Hopefully by then it'll be 10. But as we showcase ourselves in all the Indian Ocean islands, in every possible trade fair, this region will become known. Today when you fly to the Indian Ocean, when you're booking your ticket, you say, I'm going to the Seychelles or to Mauritius or to Réunion. Whereas when you go to the Caribbean, you say, I'm going to the Caribbean. In due course, hopefully, the region will become a region that is a new tourism region of the world.
That is a brilliant idea. Whose brainchild was it?
Well, I was part of those that launched the idea a few years ago. But we had to have tenacity to keep going forward. It's quite difficult to bring 6 governments together. It's very difficult to bring 6 groups of private sector together. People see themselves as competing. People see themselves as looking for the edge on each other. So we had to maneuver fairly a difficult line to say, well, let us compete, but let us also cooperate at the same time. So that's when we have the new word of co-opetition. So as we cooperate, we also compete.
All right.
But I think this is the way forward to unite these islands.
A good planned word there. So, apart from the fact that you're leading this organization, what sets the new organization from that of its predecessor?
Well, today it's no more just an organization. It's a fully fledged regional organization with a budget, with a CEO, with a director of marketing. So it's a standalone organization today. Before we were all doing it a bit al fresco, for the sake of doing it. We were all working when we had the time. We met as a little club occasionally. Now we're meeting every 2 months. There's a full staff on premises with a set budget. So we will appear at WTM in November, where we start launching ourselves. And here with the UN WTO, that'll be chairing a first press conference with us. Mr. Taleb Rifai will sit on my side, and he is inviting the press for the first time. The Vanilla Islands of the Indian Ocean will host a press conference at a major tourism fair called for by the UN WTO. It's a major step forward, and I think that will position us in the world of tourism.
Does that mean that Vanilla Island Tourism Organization is an affiliate member of UNWTO?
We were admitted when we had the La Réunion meeting, when the ministers' meeting met in La Réunion. We were fully admitted as a member of UNWTO and are to be fully supported by the UNWTO as the latest tourism organization.
So where does VITO gets its funding?
We get it from different, what we call bailleurs de fonds, different groups of people that want organizations that help different countries to work together. Europe has been the main source market, and we are happy that between now until the end of the year, we had about 870,000 euros as a budget to launch this organization. We've now made our submission for next year's budget, which will be more than that. So we are now set that this region sees itself as a new tourism region of the world.
How do you merge the potential scenario of a conflict of interest of, say, for each island nation, say, oh, the budget is to promote our island. Now you then have to merge the interests as one. Okay, we're promoting ourselves as one destination. So that's a challenge there. How do you?
It's a challenge. It's also an easy solution. The respective tourism boards work independently. They have their own budget and they keep pushing their island. The CEO of the Vanilla Islands, who is appointed by all of us together, his only mission is to sell the grouping of islands. But he has no place for him to go and sell Seychelles or Mauritius or La Réunion. He only promotes the Vanilla Island concept with that brand name. The only thing he puts forward is the Vanilla Islands. So the website will be the Vanilla Islands, the brochure will be the Vanilla Islands, and then the 7 islands are named in there. So he's got no leeway for him to go and push one island over the other. Of course, as a human, he can say, well, I prefer this island or that island. But this is his own impression. But anything published, anything that goes online, will be the grouping of islands under one banner and one name.
Tell me about Seychelles. What can you gain from it apart from the association?
You gain by the region becoming a strong region. I've always believed that 1 or 2 strong islands in the Indian Ocean will never make the region strong. We need the whole region to be known. We need the whole region, especially when you're breaking into new markets, when you're opening new destinations, new target markets for ourselves. We need the region to be known. And if somebody is going to do a long-haul destination travel, it's better when they can see a region that is appealing because there's more for them to see. Somebody will not fly to America just to Seychelles. A few do, but generally it won't happen. This is why I'm pushing to have safari on the one side, and then the beach in Seychelles, or the volcano of La Réunion, and then onto the beaches of Seychelles. There's a lot like this that we can sell as twin center approach. But alone we will remain what we are. A big, strong region, we will get bigger as well and strong.
Okay, when one thinks of the Caribbean, they think sand, surf, and beautiful beaches. What do you want the world to perceive the Vanilla Island as a regional?
Exactly what the Caribbean is not.
It's
See,
not.
the Caribbean, they all have, and they all promote themselves as the sun, sea, and sand approach. Seychelles and the Vanilla Island group is totally different. La Réunion is not selling itself as a beach holiday. It has the mountains and the volcano. It is the Swiss mountains of the Indian Ocean. Madagascar, that big island with safaris and the lemurs. And then you keep going down the French island of Mayotte or the Comoros with the whale route that is today so visible. Every year the whales come in to put in their pups in that same route that you can follow with a boat or a small cruise ship and see it year after year. There's so many other things that are diverse. And this is why when we're pushing it, we're offering from Africa to India to Asia through the mid-ocean islands of the Seychelles and Mauritius. It's that diversity that we have that no other region and nobody else can claim. You can do a cruise ship route with a whale route, or Aldabra, which is a UNESCO site in the Seychelles, or Bird Island, which has millions of birds that come in annually to lay their eggs. All these are potential when we're working together as a grouping. Otherwise, we'll all be selling our unique selling points alone, and we will never be able to stand alone in a big competing world.
I also see, okay, different nations have different landing rights and policies and things like that. That could be a challenge. Has that been ironed out?
It is a challenge. I mean, Seychelles is the easiest one because we believe as a small group of islands, we are friends of all and enemies of none. So we've got no visa. Everybody can come to Seychelles. But it's not all the countries that have the same approach. We are pushing for, when you come to the region, you can have a visa automatically for the next island. As we've done now with China, they can come to Seychelles and then go on to La Réunion with no extra visa. Ours will be valid for the next stop. We are hoping that we can do that as a region and hopefully showcase a new approach to the world of tourism.
If you can overcome and achieve that goal, actually that would make it a lot easier. It pushes you to the forefront, I believe. What about air connectivity?
Air connectivity is a major challenge because we must stop holding our own countries as hostage to our airlines. And that has been the practice for so many islands in the past. Today Seychelles has an open airspace. We are pushing some of our neighbors to follow suit and allow us to have buses that fly in between our islands and give us connectivity. Thus we can then sell twin center and three center approaches quite easily. Today it is quite a challenge. But we are hoping that as the region is more known, we will be able to open up our airspace and make more airlines fly in between our islands and give us that needed connectivity.
Who are you in discussions with? What organizations are you talking to get this?
As far as airlines go, well, I know Air Seychelles, Air Austral, and Air Madagascar are in serious discussions now. We have been meeting with Air Mauritius, and we are hoping that soon these four islands will find a way for them to say the time is arrived for us to cooperate much more. But the Indian Ocean Commission, which is the islands, the 6 islands, the 5 islands of the Indian Ocean, without Mayotte, because they don't fall into that, are also looking at having a new airline that will serve the Indian Ocean islands alone. So all these things are on the table today.
Is it publicly or private?
No, it's going to be an association again. The Indian Ocean Commission makes up Seychelles, Mauritius, Madagascar, Comoros, and La Réunion. And they have been there for the last, it'll be 30 years in January since they exist. And one of their targets is to bring connectivity. So they are looking at maybe the time has arrived to have an airline of the Indian Ocean. So this is also on the table. Maybe it'll be all the other airlines buying into it to make a new airline. But we are looking, at least today, air connectivity is on the table for discussion, and we're looking for a solution.
What is Vanilla Island's message to the traveling public?
there's a new destination in the world. A new region has arrived, and that is the Vanilla Islands of the Indian Ocean. You must see it because it is diverse. It offers diversity, diversity that you have never seen anywhere else. We are one new region, one region waiting for people to come and discover us.
And I will have at the end of this article a link to Mr. Minister himself, so you can get in touch with him if you have any questions. That makes ETN 2.0 interconnectivity, impactful, and influential. Thanks, guys.